Hi, this is Zach Meir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zach's Traders Cafe for Wednesday, the 31st of May. Starting off with the S&P, which is holding well above the 4,200 level and above the early May resistance, above the April-May resistance, previous April-May resistance, 4180 zone, looking for as high as 4350 as soon as the end of next month. So obviously it's a punchy call there, but at the moment, hanging quite well there on the S&P. Moving along to the stocks and quite a few of our recent favorites and recent bullish situations here. First one is C3AI, which obviously the rug, which has recovered after the rug was pulled rather unceremoniously at the beginning of April. But then we had a bear trap gap reversal, ardent gap reversal, and today we've gapped through resistance just to show the bears that they are completely wrong. Going on to where we may end up with this stock, we've got a resistance line projection there from back in December, heading for $65, which we might see as soon as the end of July. Upside is valid while we hold above that mid-30s area. Ideally, we stay above on the right side of the $40 mark ahead of a move to 65 off the back of obviously the current artificial intelligence bubble. Moving on to a stock which hasn't appeared here before, but hopefully will start to be a regular, Atento. Here you can see we're in a broadening triangle base, bear trap from below the November support there around $2.60, and above that we're looking for not only the 200-day moving average around $3.70, but also the top of that broadening triangle from February as high as $6, ideally by the end of next month. Moving along to another stalwart of the US Chartbreakers, and it comes in the form of Carvana. You can see that here shares making slow progress after the gap higher that we had earlier this month, and obviously very positive given that the way that the gap remains unfilled and with higher support levels there towards $10, just ready to nudge the 200-day moving average at $14.20, and above that, looking for an ultimate target here, maybe by the end of July, as high as $22. And the upside valid, certainly while we're above the $10 area, which looks like a decent support zone now. Moving on to a stock which is new to the Chartbreakers, ChargePoint rather. Here you can see that we have a gap through the 50-day line, broadening triangle base, basically narrow bear trap from below the December support and above the 50-day line at $9, looking for as high as $12 by the end of June. And so a nice non-volatile looking situation there at ChargePoint. Stock which looks as though it's going to give its fans a good run for their money is Equitrans, and here we've had a gap up to the top of that triangle there from October. The question now is how far down will we retrace. Probably the favored area is the old September support and January-February resistance area around $7.50. Otherwise, maybe the more cautious traders may be looking for a test of the broken 200-day moving average at $7.10 as a place to buy into the shares. Again, obviously, they could just trade all the way back, but ideally they'd find support from $7.50 and retest the $9 area over the next few weeks. Best case scenario target at the moment up to August-September resistance around $10 by the end of June. We've looked at this stock quite frequently, IONQ, and here you can see that we've got this beautiful bull flag there. We hit our initial target there around $9, and now we're looking for around $12.50 by the end of next month. Hopefully quite much sooner than that, but let's see if we can get up to that over the next few weeks. Through $12, obviously there's lots of resistance on the way down, back from $14 to $16. But let's, as I said, go for $12.50 first in what looks like a very decent situation. Lyft is back after a false dawn rally, which was rather painful, I would say, going into May. Here we've got a line of resistance from back in the beginning of February. The resistance line there now level with the 50-day moving average around $9.40. Above that, we're looking for a test of $11.50, which was basically the bottom of the gap down that we had back in February. So let's see if Lyft can deliver the goods. If you look closely, you'll see that the shares have some support, really, the old neckline resistance around the $8.40 area. So maybe that's the level to look out for. Above $8.40 up to around $11.50 is a best case scenario there. And obviously, if you're cautious, you wait for the 50-day line to break, but that gives away some of the upside. Plug Power, the next stock on the list, and here we have a situation where it just looks as though we're ready to turn around. We had a gap down, and now it's sort of almost like an inverted head and shoulders type pattern there. Break of the 50-day moving average around $9.40 could take the shares up to as high as $13 by the end of next month. Upside value while we hold above recent support around $8.20. One of the stars of the show, as far as US stocks are concerned, over the 2023 has been Palantir. And here, a beautiful situation in the sense that we had a break of that trend line there, from the February trend line earlier this month, and it's been up and away for the shares ever since. We had an initial target around $12, which is obviously easily beaten. We had the second target around $15, which was hit yesterday, 15.01 the high, and above $15 on an end-of-day close basis. We're now looking for that early 2022 resistance line projection up to $20 as soon as the end of next month. And let's see if the shares can deliver that. Moving along to Sofi Technologies here, looking for a break of that resistance line there from back in February. That's around the $6 level. Above that, looking for $7 at least over the next couple of weeks. Ideally, the shares manage to take out $8 by the end of next month and stay above the 50 and 200-day moving averages around $5.60. Couple of stocks to go, both ones quite juicy. First one is Tesla, which is one of the juiciest ones around, I suppose. Here we're looking for a definitive break of the 200-day moving average around current levels, or the closing level that we had yesterday, so we'll call it $200. Above that, we're looking for $280 over the following 2 months to basically retest where the shares were last summer. Only back below the 50-day moving average around 180 really delays the idea of a fresh test of last summer's resistance. On to the final stock of the day, and that's Upstart, which has done rather well of late. You can see here that we have hit our initial target here, which was around the $30 mark, above $30 on an end-of-day close basis. We're looking for up to $37 by the end of next month. Upside value while we hold above recent support around the $24 area. If you're fussy, you could probably raise that up to around $26 near yesterday's support area. 25.10 was actually the low of the day. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.